Hi, I'm Amy Corr, Chief Brokerage Officer of At Properties Christie's International Real Estate, and you're listening to Corr Values, a podcast where we talk about real estate and real life. As someone who's worn many hats, agent, managing broker, coach, executive, and mom, I know the hustle is real. So I'm sitting down with industry leaders and entrepreneurs to uncover the stories, strategies, and values that fuel real success. From being the CEO of your own business to figuring out how to show up for your people, we're covering it all. Today's guest has an incredible story of resilience and grit. As the co-owner of Redefined Fitness, Eric Smoot Hemphill has spent the past 25 years helping people strengthen not just their physical game, but their mental game too. In this episode, we dig into what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. We also talk about the personal and professional challenges he's overcome through childhood, as a college athlete, and as a business owner. His story is very powerful, and his message is one everyone should hear. Eric, I am so excited to have you here on Corr Values. I told a ton of my friends that, I push so many people and people that I work with, and today I'm excited to have the person that pushes me once or twice a week, and I absolutely love it. So thanks for joining me.
No problem. You know what? It's my pleasure, and thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And it's fun seeing you in a new environment. Right?
I know. I don't think you probably even recognized me with my makeup on,
No,
without a baseball
I recognize
hat.
you. It's not that bad. I recognize you, but
Yeah.
it's definitely fun to see you like in your element, in
Yes.
your environment. So
Yeah, it was turning the
you for that.
tables. I always see you in your environment, and now you get to see me. So, well, good. Well, for a lot of the folks who don't know you on this podcast right now, but are going to get to know you, which I'm so excited, I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about your story, because I think it is incredible. From sort of how you grew up to your experience in college to now owning what I think is one of the best fitness studios on the North Shore that I get to go to. And I know a lot of people benefit from what you've developed. What I also love is you've been in business for 25 years, a lot like us here. We just celebrated our 25 years as well.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
longevity,
Yes,
right? It's not that
yes.
easy to do.
Not easy at all.
Yeah,
Not easy at
yeah.
all.
So for everybody out there, tell us a little bit about Eric Smoot.
Well, going back to day one, basically, I've had throughout my life, I've gone through a lot of different challenges in my life. And one of the things is when I was younger, my parents were drug addicts. And my mom was a functioning addict. And throughout that time when I was younger, I had everything from dyslexia. I had different types of issues in my life, which helped me today, where I am today, right? And throughout my life, when I was younger, I was blessed and fortunate that I had people come into my life to help me get to where I am today. So one of the things, my best friend's mother adopted me in high school. And when she adopted me, one of the things that I vividly remember was she instilled the faith element in my life. And so she would always, I was raised a large portion of my life in Gary, Indiana. And when I was in Gary was the murder capital of the United States. And, one of the things that she would do every day is she would pray for us. My best friend, she had 2 kids. She had 3 kids. And my best friend and I, she would always make sure that, like I said, she prayed for us. She would always tell us how great we would be, how successful we would be in life. And those things helped me throughout my life to give me the confidence, to start my own business, to be the man that I am today. And then on the other side of it, the father figure in my life was my high school track coach.
Okay.
And he instilled the work ethic. And so one of the things that he would always tell me was, what you're going through today is just one moment. You are going, and they would always say, you are going to be successful. You have all of the things it takes to be successful. But at the end of the day, I want you to listen to me and make sure you do the right things, right? And your circumstances does not dictate your future. And because of that love, that support that I had as a young adult, that gave me the confidence to try and do anything. And so I was a really good athlete, but being a good athlete is not enough. I had that support to help me through the challenges, and I went on to win numerous state titles in high school. And then that I earned myself a full scholarship to Purdue University. And when I got to Purdue, it was challenging. Like I said, I had no parents. Neither one of my parents came to any of my competitions. It was extremely hard, but I knew that I had the support of the family, my high school track coach and many others, and then my godmother. And fast forward to starting my own business when I was 25 years old. I was working for a place called Body Management Center, and it was at Nutria West. Okay. This was in 1997. So it was my first job out of college, or second job out of college, and it was going really, really well. And then they went out of business. And the first thing that I thought was, now it's time to start your own business. And when I started my own business, and I was an independent contractor, and at the time, someone introduced me to my business partner now. His name was Sylvia Ganska. And we hit it off immediately. And Jack Pressman, the owner of the gym that I was at the time, he approached me and he said, Eric, I don't want the gym anymore. I just want to do, it was a karate portion to the gym. He said, I don't want to do anything with fitness. I want to offer that to you. Let me know in about a week or so if you want to take over the gym.
Wow.
And you gotta remember, I'm 25 years old at the time. And the first thing that went through my mind was, you can't do this. You don't know business. You never run a business before. You have bad credit. Everything that you possibly could think of negatively went through my mind. And the first thing that I thought was, you've done, excuse my French, you've done hard shit before. And this is just one hurdle, and you're going to make it through this.
It's one moment in time, like your coach said, right?
Exactly. And so I collaborated with Sylvia, and Sylvia is excellent with numbers. He's a great business guy when it comes to numbers, and I'm great with sales and marketing, and I'm great with people. So he and I collaborated. We went back a week later to Jack Pressman and said, we'll take the company, we'll take over the company. And within 2 years, we bought him out and took over the entire gym. And we started Redefined Fitness.
I mean, that is an amazing journey. And and I've heard this story multiple times, and every time it's like I get something more out of it. And I think, a couple of things that resonated with me is that you were blessed, because sometimes things happen and we feel so fortunate that it does. But, you were just blessed with amazing people in your life that really created positive affirmation and a focus on, even though you had that moment when you were going to buy the business and all those negative thoughts came in, a lot of people who didn't have the upbringing or the ability to learn from others to say, even if you get nervous or even if you're worried about failure, you have to have the strength and the confidence and the belief in yourself. And I feel like that was instilled with you, with a number of different people along the way. So how fortunate for that, because it makes us all fortunate to, get that now from you. You do that for us at the gym all the time.
Well, I think that fear is, as I always say to my kids, fear is only an illusion, right? And everyone is fearful of something. But at the end of the day, there will be a lot of things that would never have gotten done if someone just didn't stand up and were brave enough to attack the fear. And so when you're an athlete, that's something you have to do every day. And so you develop those muscles. And so when it was time to start my own business, even though I got all these negative thoughts in my mind, the first thing is you can do hard things. You've done it before. And it was the greatest decision, one of the greatest decisions that I've ever made in my life. And I'm glad I did it. And so, for all you parents out there, one of the things you want to teach your kids is you don't want to do everything for them. You want to make sure that you make them do hard things because that gives them the confidence they need to be successful.
Yeah, I love that. It's so true. And, just this whole idea of hard things. I mean, so many of us have that all the time. And, you're on my podcast. A lot of the listeners are independent contractors running their own business. Some have been doing it for 25 years. Some are brand new. And, it's tough because there is that sort of scary element. And I always say, kind of the most important muscle or the most important thing to get right is this right here. Yes. I always say, don't stand in a room or a place with this by yourself for too long because bad things can happen. Right. Oh, and, so I am curious. You had a great business partner, which was amazing, in Sylvie. So what are some words of advice that you can give, though? Because we do have a lot of newer entrepreneurs, people that are either just trying to figure out this business or looking at how do I scale? How do I grow? Were there any fundamental things you feel took place or that you did, looking back now, that helped to create the foundation and the success that you're seeing in 25 years of business?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that there's many things, but what I'll say is the foundation. So you'll hear people say work really hard and be dedicated and have systems, and all those things are correct, right? Work around the right people, right? Have the right people around you. That is huge, right? Because you want successful people who are motivated, people who are inspired, and people who are not a cancer to you, right? You want people to uplift you. So having a smart team helps. You can't do it by yourself. But really what is the glue to all of that is, I call it the human side of business, which is integrity. I'm gonna leave that for last. Honesty. You have to have loyalty. So you have to be loyal to the business. And loyalty goes, it's like when you get into marriage, for the good, the bad, or the ugly, you have to be loyal to it, right? Yeah. And no matter what, you have to be loyal to it. And so you have to be loyal to the business because it is your baby, right? You are married to it. The next thing is you have to continue to be honest with yourself in the business, because the business, a lot of times you'll say, well, why aren't we growing? Why isn't the business moving in the direction that we need it to grow into? And a lot of times it's because you're not doing the right thing. So you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to always look into yourself to see why isn't the business going in the direction that it's supposed to. And then the last one that I think is the most important, and I think that when you look at a lot of businesses, no one talks about this part, and that's integrity. My definition of integrity is doing the right thing when no one's
looking. Yes, I love that.
Right?
I love that.
Right? Because anybody can do the right thing when everyone's watching, right? Yeah. But when no one's watching, are you not stealing? Are you, putting in the work that it needs to be? Are you treating people right? Are you doing the things every day that is going to help the business to continue to thrive? And then you put those together, and then that creates a culture. And then from the culture, that creates success. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that's what I would tell young entrepreneurs, any entrepreneur. Do those things first, and you'll be amazed at how your business starts to really grow.
I love that, because I think, what feels similar to me in looking at your business and in real estate, but in what a lot of our agents do is, this is a people business. Yes, you're there to kick my butt at 6:30 on Wednesday mornings and sometimes on Fridays. And, I'm feeling stronger and I'm doing greater things as a result of it. But what I also get out of going there is everyone else that's around there, the attitudes, the energy. And it's not just me. I know so many of us go there because we are part of this community that it gives us something physical, but I think it also gives us something emotional. And I think that is, so important because for our agents, very similarly, they're building relationships. Yes. Are they helping people with one of the most important things ever, buying or selling a home, which is your home, right?
Yeah,
know how important that is.
It's the most money you'll ever spend on something.
Exactly. So it's a big job to do, right? But it's back to your point. When we lead with the financial piece or the money, or we think about, those types of things, we don't really get very far. But we really talk about, leading into the relationship and building culture, community within your own business, So, I'm just curious if there's anything you feel like you've done in particular to make that happen. Are there any like mantras? Are there any things that you all do consistently?
Yeah, I think that not necessarily any mantras, but I think the biggest thing is do everything. I love it's at properties. Do everything with love, right? Do everything with love, and I think that when you love what you do, like for us, okay, think about it. I come into a company every day that I help to build, right? I'm around the people that I've chosen to be around. I've been blessed to hire the correct people to be around, right? So most people can't say that. A lot of people dread Mondays, where I love Mondays, right? So I've been able to build this great environment. And so every day I wake up and I'm enthusiastic, I'm fired up, I'm excited, and I'm grateful. And so that's what I would say to you is build the environment that you want to be in every day.
Yeah. I love that because then, to your point, it isn't a job. No. It is, it's an opportunity to live your best life doing what you love most. And I think for, there are agents and entrepreneurs out there that you can see when that's happening for them. And it's exciting to watch. So I'm going to ask this. So this was interesting because this was before I worked out at Redefined, but I remember seeing all of the crazy people during COVID outside all of the time. But we had a huge moment when COVID happened in 2020 and the thought was, oh my God, we're never going to sell another home again. What's going to happen? This is going to impact us, our livelihood. And we had to do a lot of shifting. We got really creative. We learned how to use Zoom really fast. Our agents were so innovative through it all. But I know you innovated as well. So what were some of the things that you did to, just kind of survive the tough parts of whether it was a downturn or the COVID period? What's some of the grit stories that you have?
So, COVID was, oh my God, it was extremely hard because I am the ultimate people person. I love people. I get my energy, my juice from people.
Yeah.
And so to say that you can't go to work and that you have to stay home, and like, I don't like to be home. I just don't. I love my home, but I don't like to be there during the day, right? And so to have to go on Zoom, and I'm not very technical savvy. I'm not very savvy at all, to be honest. And so for me to have to go on Zoom and try to figure that out, but it's a part of life, right? You adapt, you adjust. And like I always go back to my childhood, I've always had to adapt. I've always had to adjust. I've always had to pivot. And if you don't do that, then you will become stagnant. In business, you cannot become stagnant. You have to always move forward because if you're not moving, then you're falling behind.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. So we went to Zoom. We, did that for a while, and then we worked out outside. I mean, it didn't matter what the temperature was.
Yeah.
We were all outside working. And it's funny how during COVID, when you don't have no other options, it's 30 degrees outside, and everybody was happy to see each other.
Totally.
Like everybody was happy to be outside. They were tired of being at home with their kids and family. They were like, I need a break. And so when they got to Redefine, we were in the parking lot, and we were doing workouts literally in 30, 40 degree weather. And no one complained at all.
I love it.
And now you walk outside, it's 30 degrees. And you're like, oh my God, it's freezing.
I know.
It's awful out here.
I would say, Eric, why are you taking us outside this morning?
Exactly. So it's just funny how when you need to do something, you'll get it done no matter what the temperature is.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Mind over matter. All right. So I want to ask you this because we were just talking before we started rolling about, the people that I work out with every Wednesday. And it's funny because we all show up in our baseball hats and we know a little bit about each other, but not everything. But even from the group we talked about, everyone is a pretty much a really high achieving individual. So, I want to ask you, how do you motivate the motivators, the people who, really, expect a lot of themselves? Like, because people will be shocked, but I come in and I'm like, all right, Eric, get ready. Yeah, I'm ready for you to kick my butt. But what's your mentality around that?
My mentality around that is, you don't necessarily have to motivate the motivated because they're already motivated, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with my staff. What you have to do is you have to put them in an environment that helps them to get better at what they want or what they want to accomplish, right? So you put them in a great environment. You put them in an environment where they have the tools to succeed, and then the rest is inevitable. And that goes with my clients. That goes with my staff. I work around a lot of people that are already motivated. But you one of the things you want to do, no matter how I feel, I still come in with a passion and an energy that is infectious, right? And I try to hire people like that to do the same thing. And so when you put a bunch of people in a room together who have great vibes, then it sort of energizes everybody, right? And so that's really the key. It's just having an environment that cultivates high energy, and then that makes people motivated.
And it makes us want to come back,
Exactly.
And like I said,
and we're also too staying creative.
Yeah.
Right? Because I always change the workouts up. I always stimulate the body in a different way. And because of that, people want to come back, right? That's one of the many reasons why people want to come back. But you have to make sure that you're not getting stale, that you're always changing, you're evolving, and that comes through education.
Yeah. And it's amazing because, gosh, when I came in 2 years ago, the weights that I was picking up were probably a lot lower than what I'm doing now. And there's times where you'll tell me, go grab a 30 or 35 or 40 pound weight. And I'm thinking, there's no way that I can do this. So, it's nice because I think you probably see in your folks that you're, working out, what we can do better than we can do ourselves.
Yes, exactly.
The strength and resilience that we might have. So one thing that I will ask though, because I think sometimes I do this is, do you have people, because I think I have real estate agents, I think in any sort of business, people think this, but for people who are working out, do you ever have people who feel like they should be further along? Like I know sometimes, even though you're really pushing me, I go in and there are people that are doing things that I don't even think that I will ever be able to do. So how do you motivate, even though I know you do this for me, but share with our audience, how do you even kind of motivate me to say you can do this,
Yeah. Well, first of all, one of the things is comparison is the thief of joy, right? We all heard that before. So
we all still compare.
Yeah, I understand. And so one of the things that I try to make sure that I don't do is, it's comparison. I try to make sure that my clients do the best of not doing that, right? Of not comparing themselves to other people. But it is human nature. But if you can see that you're getting 1% better, that you're getting a little bit better every time, and you're consistent, because a lot of those people you look around to, we have a lot of people in our gym that we call lifers. They've been there since day one. And our gym has been around for 25 years, which is truly amazing. And we have a lot of people who've been there for 10 years, 15 years. And if you've only been coming for 2 years or 1 year, and you're trying to compare yourself to someone who's been doing resistance training for 15 years, oh my God, that's the last thing you want to do, right? And so you really got to look within yourself and say, what did that person do? And then you find out, oh my God, they've been working out that long? That many years? And then I think that motivates a lot of people, because if they can do that, then I can do it too.
Yeah. Well, it is so nice too to see some of the success stories. Who were we just talking about earlier that she's been coming for? Lonnie. And she's doing amazing, but you're right. It's kind of like, and we talk to a lot of our agents about that too, kind of comparing your business to other people's, right? At the end of the day, it's, your race, your pace, and,
you're in your own lane.
Yeah. And just remembering that. And being willing to recognize the baby steps
Yes.
that you're making. Like, I feel like I'm trying to do that for myself because I'm not how I was 20 years ago when I would go into a gym. And I was actually really intimidated to kind of get back into working out and going to Redefine 2 years ago. I had to go with my group of friends for the first, first 6 months, because it's intimidating to feel like you're not where you want to be, So I appreciate that. And I think it's also just being kind to yourself, right? And recognizing.
And it's also, it's the long game, right?
Yeah.
This is, you're in this for a long period of time. And the key is, like I said, is just continue to be consistent and know what your goals are, and then continue to go towards your goals. And, in the fitness realm, it's not just one thing, right? It's also the way you eat, right? It's the way you sleep. It's the way you exercise. It's all of these things. And also how you manage your stress, right? So stress is one of those things that a lot of people don't talk about, but stress is a silent killer. And so you want to make sure that your life is conducive to what your goals are.
So what's your tip on stress?
Well, exercise.
Okay.
Right? And then you got to get rid of toxic people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Hear that, everyone? Get rid of toxic people.
Sometimes it's your husband. Sometimes it's your wife. Sometimes it's your kids.
Yeah.
So it just depends on who it is. And because some people you just can't get rid of. But what you can do is you can manage it in many different ways. And I always say, control the temperature of the room. And what that means is I'm not going to let someone steal my joy. Right. We've all had conflicts with people. I've had, I have a business partner. We've been together for 25 years. We've had our ups and downs, and we've had some knockouts every now and then. And I got to the point where I said, I'm not going to let him steal my joy. And how do you do that? Well, I got to be nicer. I got to control the environment, right? Because sometimes I wasn't as nice as I could have been.
Yeah.
And so I had to change my attitude. And guess what? When you change your attitude,
oh my gosh, so
then
true.
You change their attitude.
So
right?
true.
But it was about ego. And so your ego says, no, I'm not going to let them get the best of me. I'm not going to be nice. Why do I got to be the nice one? Right?
Right.
And even when you don't feel good, you have to still say, well, how are your kids doing? How's your family? Right? You got to even if you don't really mean it, but you got to say it. And then it gets better and better and better. And then all of a sudden you see that you and that person's relationship is getting better. But it took you to be the man out of it all and do the right thing. And then all of a sudden you control the temperature of the room opposed to letting them control how you feel in your actions.
I love it. Such great advice on so many levels, personally, professionally. And I always like to say you own 50% of any relationship, right? And, sometimes you can't figure out what they're going to do, but you can control one person, and that's yourself. So I love that.
And how you deal with the circumstance, the situation.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so I want to ask you this, because this is something that I think is a big part of your business and just what you do, just personally, professionally, but, you do a lot outside of the gym. And I know helping others and, creating opportunities or pathways for others is a very important thing for you. So I want you to tell people about, I know we've just recently done it again. We did Christmas for an amazing group in Indiana. You do backpacks for kids, and now I know you're going to be doing some college scholarships. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, when you come from a background like mine, I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have these people sacrifice for me, right? And one of the things that I wanted to do was I want to make them happy. I want to please the Judy Jimisons who adopted me in high school and let me live with them when she had nothing. My high school track coach who sacrificed his life for all his athletes, and he put his life on the side so that we could be successful. I would not be the man I am today without him. And so one of the things is, how do I please them? My mother who, she went through a lot in her life, and she's one of the reasons why I give the way I give, because she would have gave you the shirt off her back. And so giving is also a part of my DNA. So I am a natural giver. And so when I do this, it's great because we help the community and we help other people, but it also is cathartic for me. It also is healing for me. I've gone through a lot of trauma in my life, and so this is a part of the healing process for me. So when we talk about this year, we'll probably raise, and last year we raised $43,000 to $45,000 of toys and cash that we gave to homeless shelters last year. This year we'll do the same thing. This year I added more kids. I'm always trying to grow. Prior to this Christmas giving, we also we did a backpack drive and school supplies we had the whole city of Gary, Indiana, the elementary schools. I think it was 600 kids.
Wow.
We purchased all of their backpacks and their school supplies.
That's amazing.
Which is like, it's huge, right? And then this year, going into next year, my goal is to do college scholarships for kids in need. And so we're going to do schools like New Trier, Evanston Township, Loyola Academy, Regina, and then we're going to do a couple schools in Gary, Indiana.
I love it.
And it's just really, I think sometimes you just got to have an idea and do it.
Yeah.
Because your mind is going to tell you how you can't do it, right? Because our mind ultimately wants to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Right? We want to be in the comfort zone. And in order to get out of the comfort zone, I tell my kids, comfort zones are where dreams go to die. Right?
Love it. Yes.
So my job as a parent is never to make you comfortable.
Yeah.
Right? And so I have to live by that same mentality.
Mantra, yeah.
Right? That same mantra. And so whenever I have a scary thought, I push myself to do it. So do you want me to tell you what my scary thoughts is right now?
Sure.
Okay, I got to say it. You're the first people to hear it, and I'm putting it out there.
Okay.
So I was recently diagnosed with, as you know, I was diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer. Okay. I was given 3 to 5 years to live on January 17th of last year. Fast forward to now, my numbers are looking really great. I'm still fighting for my life, but things are looking a lot better. I've finished chemotherapy. I'm looking at going into radiation. And something keeps coming in my mind saying, you need to tell people your story and your fight through this 1 year battle. And you need to encourage others. You need to show people how you're doing it. And then something keeps saying, no, don't do it. No, it's, and it's public speaking. You got to get up in front of all these people. But I'm going to do it. Yes. Right. I got to get out of the comfort zone, but it's not about me. It's about helping other people.
Yeah. I mean, and your story is truly amazing. And I think even just from how you integrated food health and exercise, like I feel like those two pieces and your mindset, but you kind of kept moving forward too through such a difficult time. I mean, just some of the things that you did, which I think kind of go against the grain of what either people think they can do, or a lot of times people just feel like they can't do it. And I feel like that has been such a huge part of your ability to be where you're at today.
Well, I mean, what are we on this earth for, right? We're on this earth to help other people, right? We're on this earth. If you talk to, hear of anyone who's great, they never talked about the things they had. They talked about the things they gave. Yep.
Things they did. Yeah.
Right. And so, I understand that. And so I have to overcome my fear. And so, it's going to be February, January, February, March-ish. I will be doing a public speaking at my gym, talking about my 1 year battle with cancer.
I love it. I'm proud of you. That's exciting.
Thank you so much.
That's exciting.
And you heard it here first.
Yes, I know. And he already broke into the public speaking on a podcast. So look at this. Look at what we could do. All right. So we are near the end of this amazing conversation, but we cannot leave today without doing my rapid fire for the scoop on Smoot. So are you ready for this?
Scoop on Smoot.
Yes. All right. So these are rapid fire. So what comes to mind? All of our viewers want to know your take on these things. All right. What's your take on New Year's resolutions? Do you love them or hate them?
Hate them.
Okay.
The reason why I hate them is because they show you every time that most people do never finish it within a month.
Yes.
They've already broken their New Year's resolution and they've already failed.
Yes.
So it's not about a resolution. It's about being disciplined and being committed to your goal.
Yes, I love it. What's your go-to workout when you're short on time?
When I'm short on time, the big thing is I do something, I do circuit training.
Okay.
Or I do something called Tabata. So you do 1 minute on, 1 minute off. I'll pick 8 exercises and I'll run through those 8 exercises and I'll go to failure. And I can be done within 10 minutes. And the difference between going to failure or just what most people do is when they go to the gym, they do 15 reps. When you go through failure, they've done studies to show that if I do 1 set to failure and you do 3 sets, studies have shown that these 2 people are just as strong as each other. They did the numbers and they're just as strong as each other because one person only did 15 reps. They didn't push themselves, but another person pushed themselves to failure.
Wow.
So I do 1 set to failure, as many pushes as I can till my arms feel like they're going to fall off. And then I go to another exercise. And that actually is very effective.
Wow. All right. Workout to failure. I'm going to have to try that sometime. What's one fitness trend or myth you wish would go away? Those plates.
The plates. No, I think that people, women who think that if they lift heavy, they're going to get big and bulky.
Yes. Yes.
Muscle is your superpower. Okay. And so you need to get stronger as we get older, especially when you start getting into your 40s, 50s, and 60s. Your muscle is what's going to carry you through life, and it's going to actually help you. They have also shown that it helps with your brain health, dementia, Alzheimer's. And so you want to make sure that you lift weights, you lift heavy.
Yes.
And that also increases your bone density. So lifting weights will not make you big and bulky. It would improve the quality of your life.
Yes, you've taught me that, Amy. Go bigs, big weights,
Yes,
strong muscles.
Strong.
What's your biggest gym pet peeve?
When I go to my gym and I see people sitting on a machine, they do 1 set and then they sit there and they look at their phone for 5 minutes. It drives me nuts. And then they they do another exercise. I've already done 10 exercises, 20 exercises,
Yes.
but
To failure.
To failure by the time they've only done, 3 exercises.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
stay away from the phone. Leave your phone in the locker.
Yes. What's your biggest guilty pleasure?
My biggest guilty pleasure is I love sweets.
Yes, I know
And
that.
sweets love
I know
me.
that.
And so,
yes.
I've never seen a donut that I can pass.
Yes.
So,
I like this one. If you could train anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
I'm going to do a group session, 2 people together, and it's going to be my twin sister and my mother.
Oh.
My mother is not alive anymore.
Okay.
But, your quality of your life is improved when you take care of your body more.
Yeah.
And they're not taking care of their bodies. Then my mother didn't take care of her body.
Yeah.
And so if I could go back in time 20 years ago and train them for 20 years, they would be amazed at who they are today.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What's something you love to do on a day off?
All right. So this sounds cliche, but I love to exercise.
Yeah.
So
Well, for yourself, because you're always helping others. You know?
And I love one of my favorite gyms to go to. I go once a year there, and I splurge. Is the East Bank Club.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a city. It's like,
awesome.
It's like
you
Disney
might
World for
see
fitness.
Thad there from time to time.
Yes. So that's one of my favorite places. Go there. I'll spend 5 hours there, eat, sauna, play basketball, exercise, lift weights, and then the other one is golf.
Yeah. I love that. All right. Last question. What's something people would be surprised to learn about you? Although we've learned a lot on this podcast.
Yes, you have learned a lot. You have learned a lot. That's a great question. And it's funny because I sort of destroyed it earlier when I talked about
Public speaking?
my battle with cancer.
Oh, yes.
So, I think that most people would, if they saw me, they wouldn't know that right now I'm battling cancer right now.
Yeah.
And when I say the word battle, is when you are diagnosed with stage 4, any cancer, but stage 4 cancer, metastatic means that the cancer is spread through your body. You're fighting for your life, literally. And so cancer is either trying to kill you or you're trying to kill it.
Yeah.
And so my job is to kill cancer. And so most people wouldn't know that I'm going through that if they saw me. Right?
Yeah.
So they would know.
And you're an amazing inspiration to all of us. So
Thank you so much.
Eric, I feel so fortunate that you came and talked with me today. So thanks for joining me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And now you're going to kick my butt on Friday, right?
Yep. See you Fridays.
Back in the gym.
Back in the gym.
Oh
Same
my
time,
God.
same place.
Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Corr Values. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to this episode of Corr Values. If you loved the episode, be sure to hit the follow button so you don't miss the next one. You can also connect with me on Instagram and LinkedIn for more insights on all things real estate and real life. And always, as a friendly reminder, you got this.